This is the National Video Journalist Network.
Welcome to MyLITV. From Manhasset to Montauk, we've traveled our communities to bring you the following events. I'm your host, Waldo Cabrera. MyLITV starts now.
The East Rockaway High School is honoring one of its most illustrious alumni, Don Murray. He burst onto the screen in Bus Stop opposite Marilyn Monroe and was nominated for an Academy Award. Don Malcolm has created a documentary called Unsung Hero, which is to reintroduce a new generation to the actor that Don Murray has been, but also the kind of social activist he is.
It's nice to have a celebrity come back and honor his beginnings.
My heart is going pitter-patter.
Well, this is a great community, and it was a great school to be in. Particularly the school, because this is a school that made as much importance with drama as they did with sports.
Rock Rivalry at East Rockaway High School is an 80-year-plus tradition where students compete in academic, sports, arts, and theatrical events.
Rock Rivalry from East Rockaway High School was where I really started my career, because that's where I learned to act, and to direct and to write dramas, or actually comedies. And that all began right here at East Rockaway High.
Morning, ma'am.
Oh, what are you doing?
Push-ups, ma'am.
Although his boisterous character in Bus Stop was his breakout role, Don, who's an introvert, had doubts about doing it.
I thought that everybody was making a big mistake. I have no business playing this role. Most of the people at the studio, at Fox Studios in California, thought I was wrong for the part as well.
But his director wouldn't budge. Don recalls what was said to the studio bosses that wanted him fired.
Don Murray's playing it like Attila the Hun, the bull in the china closet, and that's the cowboy we're going to keep.
As a conscientious objector during the Korean War, Don volunteered to work with refugees in Germany and Italy, and he was deeply affected by the conditions he saw. He vowed to return to Italy and help.
My wife, Hope Lang, and myself, we looked for a place to build a free community for refugees where there would be no barbed wire. It'd be like a town. We found some land in the island of Sardinia, and we started moving refugees onto the free community, and that free community exists today.
Tired of Hollywood's typecasting, he started producing independent films with a social message. One project, a Western about a former slave and a former slave owner, was picked up by ABC.
When I was a kid, I played cowboy all the time. The white kids had white cowboy heroes. Black kids didn't have any. There were no black cowboy heroes.
We ride together this one last time, or do I do it alone?
So that's why I chose The Outcast. It was the first time they had a black cowboy hero in any kind of movies or television.
In his films, he tackled race, homosexuality, mental illness, and religion. Most likely, the public would have embraced more mainstream topics, but he wanted to impact society in a different way.
I talked about these movies I chose as weapons of mass instruction.
Don Malcolm is a writer, and Don's life story inspired him.
I never thought about making a film until I met Don Murray.
What impacted him the most was Don Murray's films about race relations.
And they really probe into them in a way that probably wasn't too comfortable at the time and may not be, still not be comfortable today. But I think they're really essential viewing to show the courage and honesty with which he attacked those issues. And I really am very much looking forward to having some young people see the film because I do think that Don's story can be inspirational to young people today.
We watched Bus Stop, and it was really interesting to see someone who graduated from the same high school that I'm going to now, working with a star like Marilyn Monroe. Well, I asked him what his involvement was with Rock Rivalry, and he said he wrote and directed the plays. I can relate to that because I do the same thing, and it was very inspiring to hear his story and how that made him say, hey, I want to do this with my life.
At tonight's showing, the East Rockaway High School audience is being treated to a work in progress. Their opinion will help dictate the final cut of the documentary.
One of the things we want to do is determine if the flow of the film is optimal. if it holds the audience in the way that we would hope it would.
The documentary strikes many themes, both positive and negative. But I was wondering if Don Murray would call this film a weapon of mass instruction.
Yes, it is definitely a weapon of mass instruction.